Opening day is 2 months out, boys, and franchises have begun making moves to bolster up for the 2022 season. We talked about a major signing last week with Earl, and today we are going to see what their powerhouse rival Voodoo has been up to. Spoiler alert, it's a lot.
Come on, baby! Let's go! Attaboy! Come on! Let's go! Attaboy!
Jordan Robles parted ways with Earl after the 2020 MAW season, and for the first time in his career, became the captain of his own team, Voodoo. Joining him would be Toast. Toast and Jordan had been playing together at the NCT and the Open for the past few years, so the duo as a core made a lot of sense. Rounding out the roster, Jordan would sign another well-known duo, and that would be Sean Steffi and Ed Packer from C4 fame. From the get-go, the team had a lot of expectations on their shoulders, and I would say the team played exceptionally well, but also spent a lot of their time on the fringe of the top 3 elite teams in MAW. To show what I mean by this, let's take a look at their regular season schedule from last year. At the 2021 MAW Opening Day tournament, they were eliminated in the semifinals by East Coast Elite. In the Philly special, they were eliminated in the quarterfinals by Earl. They would go on to win the 4th annual Wiffle Wars tournament over the Juggernauts. However, in September, in the championship tournament, the Juggernauts would get their revenge and walk it off in the semifinals to knock off Voodoo on their way to a 2021 MAW championship. Looking at that schedule, you can clearly see the team played well all year long, but just fell short by inches in most of their events. That brings us to this year, where Packer and Steffi have parted ways with the team, and in their place, Voodoo has signed Devin Torres, Kenny Stingle, Vin Lee, and Jeff Lopes, who did play as a waiver wire pickup for Voodoo at the 2021 Philly Special Tournament. There is a lot of stuff to unpack with this new lineup, guys, so let's get into it. First of all, I think the number one thing that jumps out at you is how full the roster is at 6 players strong. If I had to guess why such a big team, besides the fact of the pure talent to be had, I would say it comes down to player availability. Last year, Voodoo only played 4 tournaments, but Jordan Robles played in every single MAW event on other pickup teams. I think this year, Jordan's main goal, besides winning, is to play the entire summer season as Voodoo, his franchise. With Toast and Vin Lee both living pretty far away now in the southern United States and having to travel to play, it would be in the team's best interest to stack their roster to be able to compete without those two, even though I think Toast is still the strongest arm on that squad, and Vin's bat will definitely be a vital asset. I also think Jordan made the move to grab so many arms because he's at a point in his career where he no longer wants the burden of having to pitch 3+ games each tournament, and would rather delegate pitching duties to other guys like Devin, Vinny, Lopes, or, even Stingle. Basically every single arm on this 6-man team is elite.
It's an unfair game.
Also, looking way forward to Nationals, and depending on what the Phenoms do moving forward, you will be potentially playing with that same core of Jordan, Toast, and Vin, so for what team chemistry is worth, count that in. Looking at this team in terms of power rankings, Voodoo is stacked. They've stolen 2 of the best arms in the league with Vin Lee and Devin Torres, and also one of the best up-and-coming pitchers from 2021 in Lopes. And with his performance last year with Voodoo, as well as at the NCT the past 2 years, Lopes has definitely shown that he can work his way into being a vital asset in this rotation. Also, Kenny Stingle combined with Vin Lee are for sure to provide a lot of firepower for the batting lineup, which is something the team was missing last year when the bats would sporadically fall cold. With this team, there's a lot of moving parts, and in the hands of Jordan Robles, I'm confident this squad is going to be an absolute freight train. Of course, like I mentioned with Earl, anything can happen over the course of a season, with players being hot or cold and other teams rising up from the depths of the rankings. Also, the player availability might become an issue, and if so, it will be interesting to see how Jordan will work around that. But just looking at this team on paper, Voodoo is locked in to be a contender for number 1 in preseason power rankings for MAW 2022. those are my thoughts on the sort of rebuild that Voodoo unveiled last week on social media. What do you guys think of this roster, and how do you think they'll stack up against the competition in MAW this year? As always, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Also, for more Voodoo content, I've linked their socials down below, so be sure to go check that out. As for myself, my name is Ben and I run Wiffle Statement, your home for top tier Wiffs content from across the country. You can subscribe here on YouTube for new videos every Friday afternoon. You can also follow me on Twitter for more regular Wiffle Ball content. But that is going to do it for this video. Till next time, get out there and play some Wiffs, and I'll be talking to you guys soon. Goodbye.